All right, hello everyone. How we doing? Cool, cool. Well, like Evan said, my name is Renda, and I just want to start by saying I'm very grateful for being here, for being anywhere, being alive, but especially here in the Mass District. And so I thank you all for coming out, waking up early and driving here to hear me speak. So the title of my speech, my talk is You Can. So those are the two words I'm going to start with. This 30-minute talk will contain a lot of words. But the two most important words are you can. So if you forget everything I say, that's cool. I just need you to remember that you can. And that's where it starts. So that's where it starts for me too. Around 2012-ish is when I came up with this slogan for myself, you can. And it was loosely inspired by this quote from Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So that just like hit me. I was like, damn, that is so true. So out of you can and you can't, which do I prefer? You can. So to give you a little background on what was happening before 2012, before this you can moment, from about 2005 to 2012, I was loving my life. I was doing everything I wanted to do, pursuing all of my passions, and pursuing them successfully and realizing them. I was a poet, I was an event host, I was an event producer, I was a magazine founder, I was just an all-around go-to guy for everything creative in Broward and Palm Beach County. So I was performing every night of the week, I was hosting all these events, then like I said, I started a magazine, and life was good, and I was only in my 20s, and I was like, this is great, everybody says life is hard. It ain't. But, and then time went on and it did get a little harder. And so around 2012, things changed for me. I had just gotten out of a relationship. I had nowhere to live. I was basically living out of my car. A lot of the events that I was hosting were kind of fizzling. I was less inspired and less passionate about them. I was also a lot less passionate about my poetry. And everything was just kind of changing for me. And my income was no longer coming from my passions. And so I was just getting jobs, regular jobs. And I worked at a sandwich shop, and I worked at a protein bar manufacturer, and I worked at a juice place. So 2012 and 2013, I was just a worker dude. And wasn't really doing much poetry or anything creative. But then I started to get back into the rhythm, and I realized you can. And these are the words I told myself, you can. And you're going to hear that 100 times in the next 30 minutes, because that's the message. So I was getting very inspired by street art at that time too. I was spending a lot of time in Miami, and I was seeing these stencils sprayed on the ground and on walls and stuff. And I was like, I want to spray a stencil, but I don't even know how to make one. So I asked a friend of mine, hey, I'll give you $50. Can you make me a stencil that just says you can? He said, nah, I don't really got time. I said, all right. So I asked another friend, and he did it. So I was like, cool, I got the stencil. And I started spraying it on the street, illegally, but whatever. I didn't get caught, all right? So I started spraying this you can, and I'm living out of my car, and I'm just searching for inspiration and really just trying to find a way to reinvent myself. So remember those two words too, reinvent yourself. If you ever feel like you've crumbled, build it up again. Do it again, be reborn. Like the day you were born, do it again. So that's kind of what I did, and I just started to reinvent myself. And like I said, I had always been a poet. I had always been a fan of the word, written, spoken, thought. Words are my thing. So I'm living out of my car, and then I worked at a sandwich shop in Boca, and then I worked at a juice shop in Miami Beach. Now I'm spending more time in Miami, and I'm getting more inspired because I had spent so much time in Boca that I was just like devoid of inspiration. No offense to Boca. So now I'm in Miami, I'm working at the juice shop, and I'm just roaming the streets. and I'm walking through the alleys off Alton Road, and I'm finding pieces of garbage, pieces of wood, pieces of furniture, and I get the idea to write on them and call it art. And so that's what I started doing. I just started writing pieces of poetry, words, limericks, phrases, adages, aphorisms on pieces of wood. And then I would keep them all in my car and sleep with them. I had to sleep like this with art all around me, no room to move. And that's how I slept. And then I woke up and made juice all day. And so that was kind of my life in 2013. But as down as I was, the come up was really there. So here I am coming up, and I'm telling myself you can, and I'm getting into words, and I'm getting into things like the law of attraction, and I'm getting into things like gratitude, and I'm getting into YouTube, and I'm learning YouTube is the place. That's where I can learn anything. That's where I can tap in. All the smartest people in the world, the most inspirational people in the world, they're all on YouTube. Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, Anthony Robbins. These are all people that I just started listening to religiously. And then I started getting into binaural beats. Binaural beats are frequencies, particular frequencies for particular things. And a binaural beats is like two frequencies played at the same time, which creates kind of a third frequency in you. So there are all, and check it out on YouTube when you get a chance. But so I'm listening to binaural beats and I'm programming my brain. Because at this time I'm realizing, bro, the brain is below me. I control the brain. I control the thoughts. I control my direction. I don't have to let my thoughts control me. That's how you go down. I'm trying to go up. So I'm going up. I'm making all this art. Boom. I manifest my first solo art show in Boynton Beach. Not long after, I manifest my second solo art show in Wynwood, the art capital of Florida and kind of the world. So I do a solo show there. I'm displaying all of this garbage that I found on the street, and I'm selling it, and it's clicking. And then I quit the juice shop. I went on break and I never came back. In all honesty. So I'm still on break, spending it with you. So I went on break, I never came back, and I had all this money that I saved, and then I bought a van. It was an upgrade from the car. Now I'm living in a van. And so this is where the reinvention really kicks in. And now I'm feeling confident. This is 2013-ish. And then 2014 is when the new me really starts, the mural artist. So, you know, murals is what I do. And here's an example of a You Can mural. But so I'm walking down the street in Wynwood, and I see this guy, and he says, hey, I like your shirt. Can I take a picture of it? It wasn't this shirt. It was different. And I said, yeah, sure. So then we start talking. And at this point, I want to tell you this. People, humans, are the agents of the universe. That's my own little term, but think about what an agent is. An agent is someone that represents something. A real estate agent represents the houses for sale. A musician's agent represents that musician, or an artist agent, right? People are the agents of the universe. Every person you meet represents something in the universe, some message you're supposed to receive, some way that you're supposed to interact with the universe. It's going to happen through the people. Nothing happens just with you only. No man is an island. You've heard that, right? So no man is an island. Every person has something. So I see this guy, hey, can I take a picture of your shirt? Yeah, but I didn't leave it at that. We start talking. Turns out he's the owner of the art gallery we're standing in front of. So I say to him, what's with the blue wall? He's got this huge blue wall, and it's just blue. In Wynwood, where there's murals everywhere, except on his wall. So I'm like, what's with the blue wall? Why don't you have a mural or something? He's like, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for our artist. Why, you want to do a mural? I had never done a mural in my life. But that didn't stop me. So again, another lesson. Just because you've never done it doesn't mean you can't do it. You can just do it right now. Start now. And you'll probably be wrong. But you'll probably get better, right? Basic truths, people. So he said, you want to do a mural? I said, yeah. Then I gave him this book. I self-published a book in 2014. So like I said, you know, I'm skipping some things, but 2012, 2013, there was some reinvention going on. 2014, my confidence was built, and I published a little book. And it was all my handwriting, little phrases in a book about this big. I gave him the book, and I said, there's all sorts of phrases in here. Maybe I could write a phrase on your wall, like over and over. Look through the book and tell me which one resonates with you. He looked through the book. He said, this is it. Love is a risk, do it anyway. I said, okay. For the next 6 weeks, I was on a ladder in the heat and the cold, up and down, writing love is a risk, do it anyway on this man's wall 500,000 times. Over the course of 6 weeks, and it took me almost 400 hours. And I didn't get paid anything. And I didn't complain about that because I saw it as means to an end. Even in that moment, I saw this is the start. This is the new me. This is where I'm headed. And so that's how I'm here today. But anyway, so that's 2014, right? I do my very first mural in Wynwood. As soon as that mural's done, I'm kick-started. So I do another mural in South Beach. Then I do another mural right outside of Wynwood. That mural was a collection of positive self-affirmations. Again, the power of words. If I'm in front of a wall for a week and I'm writing, I am happy, I am confident, I am organized, people like me, I wake up happy, what do you think that does to you, to me and you? Again, it's brain programming. So if I'm telling myself all this stuff, it works. And if I put it on a wall in a public format, you're going to see it. It's going to work for you. You're going to take a picture in front of it. You're going to put it on social media. Other people are going to see it. What's happening? Positive energy is just being spread. Boom, like a virus, all out there. So I did those, murals in 2014 and 15. This was actually the end of 2014 when I did that mural. It was during Art Basel, which a lot of you know. So doing a mural during Art Basel in Wynwood, there was lots of eyes on me, and I met lots and lots and lots of people every day. So anyways, fast forward a little bit. 2015, I'm doing more murals. I'm really coming into my element. I'm no longer working a regular job. I'm doing whatever to make ends meet. Some of it is art, some of it is just hustles, weird hustles, window cleaning, carpet installation, donating blood, whatever, all right? This is real. And, but then the murals start kicking in, and then I realized, okay, so I didn't get paid for that mural, but everybody loves it. It's all over Instagram. How can I monetize it somehow? I'll make canvases like the mural. So I bought canvases, spray painted them blue like the wall, and wrote love is a risk, do it anyway, and started selling them. And this was my first time even messing with canvases, because previous to that, it was just garbage that I wrote on. I had never even been in an art supply store. I was intimidated by the whole concept. I thought canvases were expensive or hard to find. I didn't even understand canvases, really. But then I went to Michael's, and I'm like, oh, it's not really a daunting task. You just buy the canvas. That's it. I'm telling you, I'll admit my ignorance. I'm ignorant about a lot of things. But when you're ignorant, you become curious. And when you become curious, you're on fire. You know what I mean? You get what you need, what you're searching for. So I got the supplies. I started making the art. And then I realized, I can make more than just love is a risk, do it anyway canvases. I'll start putting out my other sayings. Your comfort zone will kill you. Feel free to feel free. Everything is happening. Anybody can be anybody, etc. I'll get into all of those a little more later. So I start making the canvases. I start finding places where I could sell my art, and I start doing it. And my fan base is building up. Social media plays a huge role in this time of my life, 2015, etc. Then, 2016. This is where I'm going to take you into the world peace thing, the real reason I'm here. Not only why I'm here, but why I'm here on Earth. So when I say you can, you might be thinking, I can what? Well, I'll tell you what the you can was for me. I told myself, you can find your purpose. Your purpose. Everybody here has a purpose on this planet. Not everybody investigates it. Not everybody tries to figure it out. But there is a reason for your birth. There is a reason for your existence here. If you find out what it is, you're going to live a purposeful life. If you don't ever find out what it is, you can still live a good life, but you just never discovered your purpose. So you can discover yours, and I did. And so in 2016, I had been marinating on everything I had done the last few years and this new me. And like most days, I wake up with a song in my head. And it can be anything from Whitney Houston to Mariah Carey to old school hip hop or whatever. It's usually old school hip hop because I was raised on hip hop, and that's what got me into the word. And I'm all about the words. So one day I wake up and this song called World Peace pops into my head. It's by an artist named KRS-One, my favorite rapper, and he used to be in a group called BDP. In 1988, he put out a song called World Peace in his group BDP. In 2016, I woke up with that song in my head. And I'm like, if we really want world peace, and we want it right now, that's it. That's what I'm going to write. That's what I'm going to write. That's going to be the topic of my murals. Because I had seen, all right, at this point I had done maybe 30 murals or so. And I had seen that every mural I did really did something to me inside here. And it really did something to you. So I'm thinking, all right, my ambition really has always been to travel. Back when I was doing poetry, back when I was doing events, back when I was doing the magazine, really, I just wanted to travel. But I wanted to travel with purpose, not like travel like a vacation. I can't really afford that. I can't just vacate for fun. But I want to travel with, I want to travel. This is my reason. I'm in Portland for this, or whatever it is. So when the song hit me, I realized, okay, that's the message. It's positive. It's needed. It's essential. It's easy to write. I can do it. I can. All right. So, and that was all cool and all, that I had a great idea. But what do I do with the idea? How do I implement the logistics? How do I really travel and do these murals? So this is how a big project comes about. It's not like just one idea happens and you go. It's really the syncing up of a few different circumstances. So creatively, the first thing that happened was I woke up with this song in my head. Then logistically, what happened was this. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm in Miami Beach, just woke up in my car, went to a little bodega to get a colada and some eggs. I love eggs. I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling through Facebook. There's a woman that I know named Kathleen. Kathleen is a poet like me, and back in the 2005 to 2012 era, she used to come out to all my open mic nights and perform. I always kept in touch with her, because people are the agents of the universe. So be in touch with the people. They're going to represent the universe where you plan on succeeding. So I see Kathleen posted a picture of an old man next to a Jaguar, and the caption said, "This is my boss, Mel Weiss. He's so cool. I never really post anything about him, but I just had to this morning." I see that picture and then it clicked. I'm like, I remember, like a year ago, Kathleen told me that in addition to being a poet, she's an assistant to a very rich, retired civil action lawyer named Mel Weiss. Not only is he rich, but he's a patron of the arts. He has $50,000 sculptures in his yard, and he likes to support artists. So that's what I'm saying. I remembered that about a year previous, Kathleen told me, hey, if you have any kind of an idea you want to pitch to Mel, I'll get it to him. Maybe he can fund something. But in 2012, 2013, I wasn't really ready for that. I kept thinking of ideas that involved other artists. Me asking Mel for money to help other people, and a studio for 5 artists, and this and that. And then I started to shift focus. I kind of loosely put together a proposal in 2012, 2013. Just didn't happen. But then in 2016, when I saw that post on Facebook, it reminded me, and I was like, that's what I'll do. I'll write a proposal to Mel for me. It's time to focus on me. And it'll be for the World Peace Mural Tour. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create this thing. It's called the World Peace Mural Tour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for money, and I'm going to pick 5 cities, and I'm going to do murals in all of them. So I picked New York, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., Detroit, and one more. I don't really know, but it doesn't matter. So I picked 5 cities, and I wrote this proposal. I gave it to Kathleen. I need $5,000 to do World Peace murals in 5 major U.S. cities starting in July 4th in Boston. Oh, Boston was the 5th one. So I gave it to Kathleen, and she said, dude, Mel is pretty rich. $5,000 is nothing. You should ask for a lot more. So me, still being super modest, I said, okay, 8. So I bumped it up to 8. I just didn't know, you know what I mean? I didn't know, and I'm like that. Again, I'm ignorant sometimes. So I wrote this proposal for $8,000. Mel gave it to me. It was no problem. Now, so this was around April of 2016. He writes me a check for $8,000. I put it in the bank, and I only had like $1,000 in the bank before that, maybe not even. So I was kind of like, now I got all this money in the bank, but it's only April. I don't want to like spend it before July. That's when the tour really starts. So I gotta be real frugal. Well, mural opportunities were still coming my way all the time because I had a mural portfolio. They just weren't yet world peace. So I'm on Instagram. Notice I mentioned Facebook, Instagram, right? Social media is key. Who's on social media? The people. The people are the agents of the universe. You want to do something in the universe? Connect with the people through the social media. Moral of the story. So on Instagram, I see this guy named DJ Flip. And he says, I'm doing a project. I'm looking for mural artists. I sent him a message. What up? I'm a mural artist. He's like, I got this middle school in Alapata looking for artists to do murals. There's no pay, but we can supply the paint. I said, all right, I'll do it. So I go to this middle school in Alapata, Miami. I'm standing there in front of the blank wall. I have no idea what I'm going to write. And then I'm like thinking of all these ideas, things that I had previously done. Oh, maybe affirmations would be good for the kids. Then I was like, nah, you know what? I'll just do world peace right now. I'll start right now. Even though I'm going to Boston in July, I'll do a world peace mural. And this will be called the pre-tour. This will be the pre-tour murals. So I did a world peace mural. That was number 1 in Alapata. Now I've done 60, but that was number 1. So I did that. Then my friend Ed Burnett, who you know, sitting over there, former director of the Mass District, he had something on Facebook, I believe, saying that he was looking for mural artists. I hit him up. We already knew each other. And I said, I'd love to do a mural. He said, cool. This was like a quick turnaround. Ed moves quick, so do I. Boom, next day I'm here. He's taking me to Home Depot. We're buying paint. I do the mural. And we can go see it right after this if you want. What?
It's right behind you.
Oh, yeah, and it's right here. Blurry, but yes. So this is the mural I did. It took me 2 days. It rained. That's why it took 2 days. Most murals I do in 1 day. And I did it, thanks to Ed. So this was number 2. But I hadn't yet started the tour. This was the pre-tour. Well, then I went to North Carolina for an unrelated thing. I was going to a music festival that my friend produces. While I was there, I walked past a wall, a big, beautiful wall. You know I like big, beautiful walls, right? And there's a phone number on it. It's like a real estate agent, and the number is 954. This is in North Carolina. Choose 954. I don't take those kind of things lightly. When it comes to coincidence, serendipity, kismet situations, I latch on to that quick. So I'm like, 954, I got to call this guy right now. I have to. I pull out my phone, I call him. What's up, dude? Give him the elevator pitch. I'm from Florida, just like you. And I saw your wall in World Peace. Can I do it? Yeah. So I hang up, and then I say, oh, wait, before I go, do you have a ladder? He's like, nah. I'm like, okay, don't worry, I'll find one. I hang up the phone. I'm still looking at the wall. Then I hear my name. This is in North Carolina. I don't really know a lot of people. I hear someone yell out Renda. I turn around. It's this dude coming out of the donut shop that I had met on my last trip to North Carolina, one year previous. He's like, what's up? What are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I came for that music festival, you know, but I just called this number about doing a mural on this wall, but I need a ladder. He said, I got a ladder. You see what I mean? So when you're lined up, things happen. The universe just gives you exactly what you need at the exact moment you need it. So boom, I got a ladder. I go get some paint. I'll do the mural in 1 day. It's huge. And it became a big hit on social media. It was across from a donut shop. So everybody, you know, from the donut shop would go take pictures with the mural. So anyway, so that was World Peace Mural number 3. This is all in June. I hadn't yet really started the tour. Then I go to Boston, July 4th, and I'm starting the actual tour. I do it, came out great. Then I did Detroit and, you know, Philly. I did 4 in Philly. I did 4 in New York. My goal was just 1. But when you're in alignment with your purpose, the abundance is real. It's, you experience abundance, which is like more than you asked for. So anyways, I do these murals, the 5 that I had laid out from Mel. But by the time I got back from, I guess, Detroit, I was now about 8 or 9 murals deep. And that's when I realized, dude, there is no reason to ever stop this tour. It's world peace. It's a message that's going to last eternity. Even if we achieve world peace, we still need the message. If you lose a bunch of weight, what do? Go eat junk food and gain it back? You know what I'm saying? So if you lose weight, you got to keep eating healthy. So that's what I'm saying. Even if we achieve world peace, I'm going to still be writing world peace because we need that reminder and we need to keep it. So anyways, that's when I decided, or when I realized, there is no reason to end this tour ever. And yes, Mel's money will run out, but after that, I will manifest more. Because I'm in alignment and I'm not worried about nothing no more. I feel good. I'm Johnny World Peace. I'm going. So I did those 5 murals. But I came in actually way under budget, even though I was also using his money to live, to eat and live in South Florida and to travel to all these places. But I'm super thrifty. If I'm trying to save money, I'll eat less. I'll do little things to save money. And I did. So bottom line is I ended up doing 15 murals with Mel's money. So when Mel's money ran out and I was now 15 murals deep and I made this commitment that this is going to be what I do for the rest of my life, and when I realized this is my life's purpose, literally the reason I'm here, it just really started clicking. And nothing was an issue anymore. And I actually started planning less. When I would make these trips, I felt so in tune with the universe that I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Detroit. I don't even know where I'm staying. But I'm going. And Detroit is a good example because I had gone to Detroit once before, previous, to do a different mural. I did a mural that said Black Lives Matter like 1 billion times. So when I was all set to go to Detroit for the World Peace mural, I thought that I would stay at the hostel that I stayed at last time. But I waited till the last minute. The day before I was supposed to fly out, I tried to book the hostel. It's all booked. I'm like, all right, so I don't know where I'm staying, but I guess I'll figure it out. Well, I got an email from some girl that said, I want to buy a shirt from you. I said, cool, let's meet up at the Kava bar in Miami. We meet at the Kava bar. She shows up with her boyfriend. Turns out they both knew me somehow through my art, through my poetry. We start talking. Then they were like, you know Shay J? Shay J is a rapper that I know, whatever. The agents are all connected. So I'm like, yeah, I know Shay J. Okay, you're Shay J's peeps, great. And then he's like, I'm going to call Shay J right now, tell him that we're with you. Hey, Shay J, with Renda. Boom, he puts me on the phone. What's up, bro? I haven't talked to you in a while. I'm leaving for Detroit in the morning. Shay J says, I got a friend in Detroit. I'll hook you up. His name is Justin. Bottom line, I stayed with Justin. I had no lodging until the last minute. And now the agents of the universe step in, and I'm staying with the dude, Justin. He's taking me around, bringing me to the wall, buying me paint, buying me food. Cool dude. This is great. So I did Detroit. I did all that, right? And really, every one of these murals has a whole story attached to it. And I can't give you all those stories. So I'm just trying to give you the best summation of, what I do, who I am, and especially the World Peace Mural Tour. So that was Detroit. I did the 15 murals with Mel's money. Then, like I said, there was no plan to stop. So then I just started doing murals with my own money. And that motivated me. Sell more art, invest your money in the murals. Sell more art, invest your money in the murals. Just buy food and paint. Food and paint and gas. And that's it. I don't really spend my money on nothing else. Most of my clothes I find in the street, or I buy them in a thrift store or whatever. I don't even care. I wear flip-flops and a bathing suit and a wife beater. This is dressed up for me. So anyways, so I did roughly 15 more murals with my own money. A lot of them were kind of local, and so I was able to do it. But then I said, okay, if I'm going to continue for the rest of my life, maybe I can ask Mel for more money. But I just kept procrastinating that. Because I just kept thinking, there's got to be another way. I already did the Mel thing. I already did the I pay for it thing. Let me create a GoFundMe and get my people to pay for it. The agents will step in. So I created a GoFundMe, and the premise was I'm going to drive from Miami to LA and do murals all along the way. I'm trying to raise $7,500, and that's kind of the pitch for the GoFundMe. Now here's the reason why I chose LA and this trajectory. Previous to this, 2014, when I did the Love is a Risk Do It Anyway mural, which I told you about, like I said, I was meeting tons of people from all over the world because this is during Art Basel in Wynwood. So I'm writing Love is a Risk, Do It Anyway. Love is a Risk, Do It Anyway. Everyone's walking by. I love your work. Oh, that's great. Oh, you're crazy, man. How many times have you written that? Did you write all that? Oh, you're the artist? All these questions, right? Anyways, I met one dude. His name was Badir McCleary. And he was cool, and he was loving the work, and we talk. I give him my card. He's like, I'm in LA. I own a gallery out there. And that just like hit me like music. Like, dude owns a gallery in LA? That's great. Like, I don't know what to do with this information yet, but I'm gonna hold on to the fact that I just met a dude that owns a gallery in LA. That's important to me. I'm gonna utilize that somehow. So that was 2014, you see what I mean? Before World Peace. You remember me? We met, we've been in touch on Facebook, Instagram. Again, stay on those social media platforms. And so I said, hey, I'm sure you've been noticing I've been doing murals all over. I love to do, I'm sure you noticed the World Peace thing I'm doing now. I love to do it at your gallery. He said, cool. I said, all right, let's pick a date. And this was probably like February or so. I said, July 19th. I just picked some arbitrary date like months in advance because that's how I roll. I like to pick a date and focus on it and wake up every day like it's a countdown to July 19th. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. He said, cool, July 19th, let's do it. So I said, all right, I'm going to drive to LA. I got a van now that works pretty well. I'll go. And that'll be another leg of the tour. So then I started thinking, what are all the places between here and there? And so I get on the net and I'm networking. And I meet a guy from New Mexico on Instagram. Gallup, New Mexico. His name is Giovanni. Hey, can I do a mural? Yep. Boom. That's locked in. All right, so I got LA. I got Gallup, New Mexico. I'll put Asheville on the list. I've been to Asheville a bunch of times. I love Asheville. I've done murals there. I could probably do another, right? So I put together the GoFundMe, and the plan for the GoFundMe was to do 5 cities, LA, Gallup, Asheville, Tallahassee, and Dallas. How'd I get Dallas? Through Twitter, another social media platform. I'm on Twitter, I'm just typing in hashtag World Peace. Who else is tweeting about World Peace? I find this profile called Peace Day NTX. NTX is in North Texas. I message them, they're like, we love what you're doing. Yeah, let's talk on the phone. We talk, phone calls, blah, blah, lock in a mural. All right, so now I got a tour itinerary planned. I got a GoFundMe set up, just raise the money and go. Every day I wake up, I'm getting closer to the departure date. So, you know how it went. I did it, right? Because you can. So I drove, to LA. I did not 5 murals, but 15. And again, came in way under budget. What happened was I drove all the way to LA, did several murals on the way, all the ones I named, did a few in LA, and at that point I had like $5,000 in the GoFundMe. So I hadn't yet even reached the 7,500, but I did reach the goal as far as number of murals. So then I start to drive back. Stopped in Phoenix, again, because I had stopped there on the way, stayed at a hostel, woke up, said to the manager, what's with that wall? Right? Yeah, right? You know the routine? So I did a mural at the hostel. They reimbursed me for the 3 nights I stayed there and paid for my paint. I'm like, this is great. I love my life, man. I'm living my purpose. What? It's easy. I mean, it ain't easy, but it's worth it. All right, so I drive back. I beat Hurricane Harvey. I wake up in Phoenix, and I see on the news that there's this Hurricane Harvey heading straight for Houston. I look at the trajectory of the storm, and I look at my GPS. I'm like, I'm going to be in Houston at the same time as the hurricane. I got to leave now. You know what I mean? This is like 2 days forecasted out. I'm all the way in Phoenix, but I can see where this is going. I got to leave right now. I was on the patio. I drank my coffee. I'm out of here. So I jump in my van. I leave Phoenix, and I just drive. 13 hours, just going. Not even caring. They're just peeing in a bottle. I don't care. I'm driving. You know what I mean? I got to beat this hurricane. So I did. I got through Houston like 45 minutes before the hurricane. Made it back to Florida. Felt very accomplished. Now I had 40-something murals under my belt. Felt pretty good. And I did it all under budget. So then I just tweaked the GoFundMe. And I said, all right, I'm going to change the verbiage. And now continue the same campaign, but I'll tweak it because now it's time to go out of the country. And I had done Mexico, so this wasn't going to be my first time going out of the country, and Mexico was great. That was my first out-of-country mural, but I was like, where else can I go? So I just brainstormed. What other countries are close? Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti. Okay, those are some. I'm sure the tickets aren't that expensive. I could figure it out. Oh, I'm done. But anyways, so let me finish up then. So I made a plan to go to Haiti, and I went. Do you have the Haiti pic? Facebook, Agents of the Universe. I noticed I'm friends with some guy named Alan. I noticed we have a lot of mutual friends, and all of our mutual friends are like Miami movers and shakers. And I noticed that he's done stuff in Haiti. I messaged him, what's up, bro? You do stuff in Miami and Haiti. I'm a mural artist. I want to do a mural in Haiti. Can we talk? He said, yeah, let's do it. We talk on the phone, boom. I go to Haiti, I do this. At Alan's orphanage. His family owns an orphanage. I did this, it goes like 200 feet that way. And then here's some like credits and stuff. So now this was mural number 50. And this was paid for with the remainder of the GoFundMe. And so now, I'm before you today, 2 weeks away from me going to Europe. For the first time in my life, I've never been to Europe, and I'm going there July 31st through August 25th to do murals for the World Peace Mural Tour. My goal is to do at least 2, but I'm sure I'll do way more than that. My goal is to do at least 1 in London and at least 1 in Paris, and then wherever else I can go depending on time, finances, and opportunity. And yes, I'd be remiss if I did not mention this. So now here's Mexico. I mentioned that I went to Mexico once before, but this was on my second trip to Mexico. And so before I close out, I should mention the story behind this and what you're looking at. This is the actual border wall between Mexico and the United States. This is my World Peace mural on the wall. These are prototype walls that were built by various companies to show Donald Trump for his wall. So how did this come about? Agents of the Universe. My boy Evan Snow. Evan Snow just hits me up one day in a group message. It's sent to me and some guy named Enrique. Enrique, this is Renda. Renda, this is Enrique. You should talk. Pretty much. Enrique is an artist in Tijuana, Mexico. He spearheads this program where he brings in artists every Saturday to do work on the border wall. And so because of Evan's introduction, I hit it off with Enrique. I bought a plane ticket for like $250. A month later, I'm out there. I'm muralizing the wall. And about a month after that, Yahoo did a story because Trump came down to check out these walls. So Yahoo was there, all the news was there, covering Trump's visit. And that is how a picture of my mural ended up on the front page of Yahoo. And this is just like one fraction of the press coverage that I've gotten. And I don't have time to go into all that, and I definitely don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but I'm talking television news in Phoenix, Detroit, New York, Philadelphia, print coverage in all those cities, everywhere. But this was a pretty cool credential as far as all that goes. So this is what happens when you realize you can. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So just buy into that. I don't care if you remember anything I said. And the details of my personal life are quite irrelevant. But if you take the details from my life and you expand them into the more broad lessons, and then you bring them into your life, you'll figure out how you can too.